Hello students and welcome to your online class of IP. So today in the revision tour I am going to tell you about the list manipulation in Python. We will see that how we can create different kind of lists from the different index from the list, and we will apply some of the operations on the list. We will work with the arithmetical operations and logical operations. We will also work with the list with the help of different kind of methods and functions. So let us begin with the topic, which is the first topic, like how to create a list. The first thing which you have to keep in mind while creating a list is that lists are, whenever it is created, the number of expressions which you are including, that needs to be enclosed in a square bracket inside the list. The second point which you need to remember, that the list can contain the values of a mixed data type, maybe integer, float, string. However, the items which are included inside the list, should be separated by comma. Now let us see the example of the list. The first list which I have defined here, you can see it contains values with integer data type. In the second list I have defined two strings, namely ABC and DEF. In the third one I have used the mixed data type items, which includes integer and floating data type number. And in the fourth one there is no value, it means it is an empty list. Now let's see what is an empty list. Empty list is actually equivalent to 0 or a single quote with no value. It means that it has a truth value as false, and the empty list can be created in two ways. The first way is that you can write L is equal to square bracket contains nothing, and the second method is that you can use the list built-in function, which is predefined, which will help you create an empty list. As we have seen that how the empty list can be created, let us see that what is long list. If the particular list contains the elements which are very long, so you can write a list or you can create a list separating the values in different lines. So we can see the example over here that I have written a SQRS. So in this I have written the square of a number starting from 0. So as my data is so long, the items which are included inside the list are so long, it contains many items, so I have written it in 3 lines. So like this you can create a long list. Moving forward, we have the third list type, which is nested list. A list which has an element in it which itself is a list type of element, that is called as nested list, or you can simply say that a list within a list is called as a nested list. Now let us see the example of nested list here. So you can see here that I have defined a list which contains 4 elements. First number is 3, then 4, and the third one is a list type element, and the fourth one is number 7. So the indexing will go on like this: 0, 1, 2, 3. The element which is present in the second index will be 5 and 6. So if you will write in computer that print L1 position 2, it will give you the output 5, 6. Now let us see that how we can create a list from existing sequence. Existing sequence is nothing but a built-in list type object which is already created and put in a Python's library, with which we can create a list. The object can include anything like tuples, the list, or the strings. For example, if I write like L1 is equal to list Python, so now I have not defined an individual element inside the list. I have only defined a particular string which is Python. So when I'll print L1, it will create a list, and then it will put, or you can say it will generate an individual element from the individual letters of the string. The element will be created or will be put inside the list from the string which I have defined. So it will give you the output like this: PYTHON separately. Alright. Now if you want to create a list by using an input function, so you have to write an input line for the user to take a input or to take a element of the list as an input. Now suppose if the user enters 1, 2, 3, so the 123 number will be bifurcated and put as an individual number inside the list as the list elements. Alright, now let us look into one more function in Python, which is eval function. Eval function is basically used to evaluate and return the result of a particular expression which is written as a string. For example, if I use eval function to add two numbers which is represented as a string, it will be added. However, if you will not use eval function, the interpreter will give you the error. Now let us take an example. I have written eval 5 plus 8. So it will give you the answer as 13 when you enclosed it in single quote or double quote, because you are representing it as a string and you are using eval function with it. But if you will not use eval function, then it is going to give you the error. As now we know that eval function can interpret the expression which is given as a string, so you can use the eval function with the input statement as well. So let us take an example here. I have written, for example, age is equal to eval input enter your age. So here I am asking the user to enter the age through the input statement, but I am converting the output in with the help of eval function. So now if I write the statement like print age and then comma and type and then the type of the age, so it is going to give me the output as the age whatever you enter. Suppose I have entered here 15, so it will give me the answer 15 and then comma, it will give you the output as the data type of the variable which is age. So it is class int, so it means the data type of the variable age is integer type. So this is how you can use the eval function also along with the input statement and along with the strings as well. So students, this is all about how you can create the different kind of list. I hope you have understood all the topics well. So practice all these topics at home and try to create a list in the Python shell and see how the output comes and how it varies from different type of creation using the built-in function or without using it. In case you face any kind of problem while creating of list, you can get back to me. Till then, practice all these topics at home and stay safe. Thank you so much.